Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another video. In today's video, I'm sharing with you guys a relaxing evening cleaning routine. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Michelle. I have 4 kids, which includes a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 2-year-old little boy. And then we also have a just about 3-month-old little girl. So life is super busy and crazy and chaotic, but we just love and we embrace the chaos all of the time. While I'm filming this video, the 2 little ones are sleeping and my 2 older ones are out at a friend's house, so this gives me the perfect opportunity to clean up this backyard space. You guys have probably not seen much of this backyard in any of my videos. That is because my husband has just completely redid it. We had nothing back here besides gravel and grass. So as you guys can see, he has put a lot of work and time and effort into this, and he has done a wonderful job. Being summer where we live, we spend all of our time outside basically because we only have a few short months of a nice hot weather, and then it gets pretty cold here in the fall and winter, so we definitely like to utilize this space. I'm just going to be cleaning up real quick. Like I said, my older boys have gone away, so typically they would help clean up the backyard at the end of the day, but since they left impromptu, I'm just going to be quickly cleaning it up. This also gives me the opportunity to clean out Easton's water table and just make sure everything is nice and clean for the following day. I like to do this every so often, so I'll wipe down his picnic table after he's eaten on here. I'm also going to empty the water from his water table and scrub it all down as well. As you guys can see, there's just a ton of stuff outside. I normally wear my daughter in the carrier if I'm playing in the park with my little one, and I always have a sweater out here and all kinds of stuff, and this is just a ginormous mess. So like I said, I'm just taking this time to really quickly clean it up. It's also supposed to rain a little bit tonight, which is wonderful because it's been about 110 degrees here, and we've had no rain in probably about a week, so the rain will definitely do the yard some good. And then after cleaning his picnic table and his water table, I'm also going to refill it up for tomorrow morning. Hopefully this can stay clean overnight. I just like to fill it up a little bit so it has time to get a little bit warmer. And as you guys can see, this pool is absolutely disgusting. We have actually been away for a couple days and the kids haven't played in here, and I collected all kinds of stuff. So I'm just taking the time to empty this. As you guys can see, I enlisted the help of my husband because I just wasn't strong enough to completely empty the pool. And then once he has done emptying it, I'm also going to be cleaning it out. You guys can probably see this gross greenish brownish stuff in the bottom. I actually don't know what that is. The pool, like I said, has been sitting for a bit, and we're actually going away for a week in 2 days, so I'm not going to fill it back up until we come back. this is what the backyard looks like when it's all neat and tidy. We actually have this dining table for the time being while my mother-in-law is moving. We're actually going to get something bigger. My husband's actually going to do an outdoor kitchen and bar here, which he's going to build in the next couple weeks, hopefully. So that will take up some space there. And we're also going to do a nice lounge area on this lower part of the deck. So that's going to be super awesome. I'm just so excited for it to be all finished. And we also have the Costco play structure, with the boys absolutely love. Ryan's going to build a sandbox at the bottom. We also have their trampoline at the back. We're going to be doing some sod here, and then we're also going to be building a nice big fire pit. As you guys can see, the bottom of the deck is not completed, so he's also going to be doing that. He's going to be using all that wood for making a project that he wants to do, which is super exciting. So moving on to the front of the house, so this is what it looks like currently. He has some staining to do on the deck, which he'll probably do either in the fall or next spring. I'm also going to be watering my planters. I love these beautiful whiskey barrel planters. I also have some potato vine in there, some geraniums, some sun patience, and then obviously I've got some hostas at the front. Hostas are just really good all year plants. They grow super well and don't need a whole lot of care. I'm actually not a huge fan of these lilies. I find they look a little bit junky in our front yard, but for the time being, while they are still here and while they're blooming and they're beautiful, I'm actually going to take a few of these and move them into the house and do a nice little centerpiece on our dining room table. I love fresh flowers, and if I can pick them from my yard, that is even better. And now moving on to the inside of the house, which you guys have seen many times before. This is our dining room, and I'm just going to be tidying it up. We had dinner, like I mentioned, and I just kind of left it and waited for a little bit later. My older boys do clear their own plates, but my 2-year-old does not. So I'm going to be clearing the table of all of the stuff, also all of the things that I brought in from the yard as well, and just sort those out a little bit later on. I'm also going to take this time to wash down the dining room table. I am using the Method Wood for Good daily cleaner, which I absolutely love. That is my favorite scent in any kind of cleaner. I just find it smells so calming and fresh and just really nice. We have this like reclaimed wood table that we actually had made here by someone that we know, which we absolutely love, but it's not the easiest table to clean. But like I said, we really like it, so it just pays off on its own. I also replaced our black leather chairs for these nice light beige chairs, which are super beautiful. I love the tuft on it. Our big boys are actually pretty good at making sure that they don't get mess on them or they're not touching them with their dirty hands. After almost every meal, I get down on my hands and knees and pick up the bigger portions of what my toddler has dropped on the floor. He has just turned 2, so he is still quite a messy eater, and we had pasta tonight for dinner, so it gets pretty messy. Instead of washing all of the floors every single day, I just take a few minutes to quickly wipe down underneath his seat. I find this helps keep the floors clean, and it also saves me a lot of time as well. And moving on to the room that I don't like cleaning. I do not like cleaning my kitchen, but it's typically something that I have to do multiple times a day because it ends up like this after almost every meal. Being a stay-at-home mom, and especially it being summer, we are actually having 3 full-size meals and snacks in our home. We are a family of 6, and my husband is self-employed, so some days he is home with me, but other days he is working really long hours, and I am doing this on my own. So as you guys can see, this is a real life mess of what happens after almost every dinner. It was a little bit of a bigger dinner, so there was a lot of prep work to it, and then we just kind of let it go. I'm the type of person who wants to eat my meal warm and eat with my family, so I kind of just have to shut my eyes to the mess for a little bit and enjoy time with them. After we eat, since it's nice out, we typically go outside and spend some time together, have an ice cream, maybe have a drink or something, and just get to spend quality time with all of them. These moments when they're so little are just so precious, and they're going to go by so fast. So I just want to make sure that I utilize all of that time. So like I said, once we spent time outside, we brought the babies in, bathed them, changed them, put pajamas on, read to them, and put them to bed. This is actually my time to clean. And if you guys could notice the time on the stove right here, it is 10:54 p.m. So it's definitely getting pretty late. I am the only one still awake in my house. My husband's actually just working on the computer, and everybody else is asleep at this point, which is really good. It definitely gives me the opportunity to listen to a podcast or listen to some music or a YouTube video or Netflix or anything that I'm feeling that night, and just get the house clean. Like I said, this doesn't happen every single night. Sometimes the kids will help me, or I let it go or do it right away after work. Sometimes I don't even sit down to eat with them, but I am trying to prioritize my family before my house and just make sure that everyone is happy. Despite not liking cleaning my kitchen, the most enjoyable task about all this is wiping down the countertops. As you can see, I am doing this section by section, and I'm leaving the dishes for last. A lot of people will do the dishes first, and that's just not the order I prefer to do it in. Doing the dishes is so redundant to me. It's a chore that I do not like doing, so I always leave that for last. I don't know why, it's just what I do. I love to be able to look around and see nice, clean, glossy countertops, and that is just me. As you can see, as I'm wiping them down, there's just so much stuff on them from our dinner prep, and like I said, I just let it go this night, but that's okay. I just like to make sure that the kitchen is pretty much clean before I go to bed at night. That way I get to start off fresh the next morning and do it all over again. I love cooking with cast iron pans. We use these for a lot of different things in our house. I find that they just clean so easily. They're super easy to cook with. You can put them in the oven. You can also put them on your stovetop, which is awesome. It's really, really nice to cook your meat in here and all kinds of things. And I also love that they're super easy to clean. I just take a wet cloth and some water and wash them down. We do not add any soap to them because that's just not what you're supposed to do. I know my husband has like this whole process every so often that he'll do with them. I know he seasons them and bakes them on high, or I'm not quite sure actually. But I just love, love, love cooking with them. They have become my new favorite cooking thing. And as you can see, I had this pot of sauce soaking because there's nothing worse than scrubbing a pot of sauce that has been sitting there for 5 hours. So I had it soaking for a little bit, and then it was super easy to just wipe down. Another thing that I actually like doing in the kitchen is cleaning out my sink. I find that this is super rewarding as well, having an empty, clean sink. Sometimes I'll be just as crazy as drying it out as well. It just makes it look even nicer, but at the same time, we are putting water in here and things in here all of the time, so it's just almost not worth it. And to finish off this late night clean with me, I'm also doing a little bit of meal prep. So right now I'm actually just putting some water in the Instant Pot to do up some hard-boiled and soft-boiled eggs. I love using the Instant Pot for so many different things, but eggs especially, because it only takes just about 4 to 5 minutes and you'll have about 18 to 24 eggs, and they're perfect. You'll also see in a little bit how easy they're going to be to crack and just store for later. I love making hard-boiled eggs. The boys will eat them. We will eat them. They're super convenient. You just store them in your fridge for a little bit or put them in some vinegar to make some vinegar eggs, and that is just so wonderful. If I'm alone with the babies in the morning, or I'm quickly on the go and I need a high protein breakfast or lunch or just a snack, I can grab a couple of these and go. I'm also going to be chopping up some veggies. Here I'm chopping up a celery. I definitely find that when your food is readily accessible, it's just so much more enjoyable to grab if you are on the run. If you are on the run and don't have anything like this prepped, I find that you're picking for those unhealthy choices, and we are definitely trying to make some healthier choices. It's about time that I start losing that baby weight a few months later. So I definitely am trying to make an effort to eat a little bit more cautiously and make sure that I have all of my nutrients and vitamins. After the Instant Pot sounds, I release the pressure by pulling the steam valve and waiting for it to all come out. And then after that, I will also put these eggs in a bath of cold water, or even ice water is better, but I didn't have any ice with me today. So here I am just putting them all in some cold water, letting them cool down a bit. This will also help crack them better, and it's also going to help them from cooking even more. I love them at about just 4 minutes, so you want to keep them from cooking too much. So like I said, it is super easy to just roll them and peel them. They peel super, super quickly. I can do about 18 to 24 eggs in probably less than 5 minutes, which is wonderful. I find that this is the amount of eggs that we'll need for the amount of time that they'll be good in the fridge. And if you do them pickled, then they last even longer. And I typically like to store these in a mason jar with vinegar or pickle juice or something like that. Alright guys, so this sums up this cleaning and meal prep video. I hope you guys enjoyed this style video. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. I post videos weekly on motherhood, cleaning, and organization. It would make me so happy if you would subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.